Hey, today I'm going to show you how to make a paper flower out of crepe paper, okay? I'm going to show you two different ones. One is going to be kind of out of things you got at home, and the other would be things that you have at school. Now, if you ever want to come up and pick things up from me, if you will schedule before or after school, a day in advance maybe, then I'll put things together for you and have you a little kit put together. So anyway, you will need two pieces of crepe paper the same color, just like this. So that's two. Then you will need five pieces about this long. Here's three, and then here's the other two. So it's five pieces. Notice there's two different colors here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up the first piece of blue, and I'm going to roll it into what kind of looks like a spitball with no spit, okay? Then you're going to take this piece and wrap them. Once you get them wrapped, they kind of look like a little ghost. So it kind of looks like a little ghost. And then I want you to go ahead and go all the way down. So that's what you end up with. I'll put it against the white of my little lab coat, okay? So that's the first piece. This could be inside of the flower. All right. Then you take these, and they're all about the same size. You don't want to have one real short and the others real long. Just about like this. Fold it in half. Now, when you fold it in half, what I want you to do is I want you to open the side, and I want you to push down on the center, push it in like this. Now look, this is going to be the petal. So see how that is? If you open it up and see how it's kind of like that, do the other side too. So you want to take it, push it in. Now, see how that is not perfect? They're different on both sides. That's fine because petals don't come perfect. Okay? So we're going to do this with all five. I'm going to do one more in front of here, then I'm going to pause it and let you, then I'm going to pause it and do all of them. So I'm folding it in half, then I'm taking the point here and I'm compressing it in like that, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Take it and push it in. Like I said, if it isn't perfect, I'm not going to get worried about it, okay? So that's the next one. See, it's not perfect either. So I'm going to pause this for just a second, and I'm going to make. So I have all of mine made, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them and I'm going to make petals out of them. So this part goes on my thumb. It is the arrow facing down. Do y'all see that? Then on this side, I'm going to take it and I'm almost going to make a little hat. Let me move my finger. There's my thumb. I'm going to make a little hat for my thumb. When I take it out, that's my petal. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do one more time in front of y'all. And then I'm going to take it, close it up, and I'll put it on pause, and I will make five of these. So that's my little hat. Take it off. There's my leaf. So I'm going to put it back on pause. Okay, so now I have them all made. Okay, I'm going to now take this one. This is my center, and I'm going to put it just like this. And I'm going to take all of these. Well, before I start that, this is my tape. Now, if you have Scotch tape or masking tape, it will work just fine. This is a black floral tape that I have, and it's black because we were going to use it with a Halloween project. So it was going to fit in. With this, if you go to Hobby Lobby or Walmart or any place that sells it, you kind of have to go like this with it. It's made with a wax over the top of it, and it won't get sticky until you handle it a lot. So it's going to get, I promise you, it's going to get really sticky, but you're going to have to wait for the heat of your hands to kind of get it to where it starts getting sticky. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put that off to the side. All right. So now I've got my flower back. I've got that one in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 5 little petals that I've made. And guys, honestly, it does not matter if they're not perfect when you're doing that first taping, because you can adjust it. Okay. So I've got it here. I'm going to pull it back up like this, and I'm going to tape it. And I'm not going to tape it super tight because I want to put a piece of wire through it in a minute. So I'm going to tape it, but I'm not going super, super tight. I'm going to run it around about 3 times. And again, I'm touching this a lot because I want it to get sticky. All right. Now, before I do anything else, you can see that it's becoming a flower. I'm going to take my wire. And again, these are things you can get at Hobby Lobby or you can get them at Walmart. This is my wire, and it is a real thin piece of wire. I'm going to take it and put it down through the center. And I didn't tape too tight, so it should go right through. I might have to try a couple of spots because sometimes it goes through easier on one way than the other. I've also had students who go up through the bottom and they say that, oh, it's so much easier. So whatever works for you, I usually go through the top. All right. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to make this flower really tight because I want it to stay on the wire. Okay. Also, I can see that I need to cover that part up. So I'm going to go down, and this will just kind of fuse together. And I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. Now, I have to be careful, and when I'm taping, that I'm not moving around the wire too much. Because what I'll do is I'll unravel it at the top. I'll be twisting down here, and I'll unravel what I'm trying to do. So I have to make sure that I keep the flower part of it very still while I'm trying to do my my wire. And I'm just going to keep going down the wire. We want to keep it just as straight as can be. See how that looks? Let's see. Try to put it more where it's white. So you can see it's not all bunched up. Now I'm going to take this skewer. You can find this at grocery stores. You can find it at Walmart. I assume they have them at Hobby Lobby. And we're going to take this and tie it around it. And we're going to go all the way down the skewer. We want a fairly big flower. So see, it's going to be a nice size flower when I'm done with it. So we go ahead and continue on down. Okay. Now, I'm going to wrap that a little bit more. I think that flower might be just a little large. So we want it to be about like this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to wrap it. If I run out, which I'm going to, before I get all the way to the end, I'm going to add some more. Once I get to this stick, I can go really fast. I'm getting bunched up here. I need to be more careful. And your tape might bunch up on you a little bit. Just don't let it go too crazy. All right, once we get down here and we can start spinning the stick, it gets a lot easier. See how I'm just spinning the stick and letting the material just go on? So much easier. The wire to me is the hard part. Let me get just a little bit more tape. We're almost done. So we'll put this on here, and remember I need to activate it a little bit. And again, like I said, this one is so much easier because I am just spinning it and pulling it down. Makes it pretty simple. Keep going, 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 all the way to the end. And then I'm going to go partially back up just a little bit because I do see some breaks that I want to cover while I can. So I'm going to cover it back up. And we wire flowers quite a bit. Not as much as we used to because time is money in the floral industry. And so the more time that you spend doing stuff like this, the more costly it is. So if you're wiring flowers, for an arrangement that's going to be in that $200-300 range, or a corsage. All right. So this one is the crepe flower one. This is crepe paper. And like I said, you can go back and adjust this so that he's a sweet little flower. Let's see, it's a sweet little flower. And you can then put him in a vase. But now, let's just say you're at home and you don't have crepe paper, okay? Or a skewer. You're going to use paper towel or toilet paper will work. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to cut it into strips. You're going to need 7 strips. One thing about this paper here is kind of rough and tough, and it actually does a better job. The more fluffier things are, and the nicer your paper towel is, the harder it's probably going to be to cut, but you should be able to work on it. That is 5, and then I'll do these 2. Now, you're not going to get the flower that has the different colors. Yours is just going to be white. So you're going to start off making the little spitball. Got that done? Going to cover it just like the other one. Same thing. Just cover it. Kind of looks like you got to get the little ghost looking thing going first. Once you got that going, then you just take his little skirt and roll that up. And then what you end up with is this. Okay? All right. Then you're going to take these, fold them in half, just like I did the other one. And guys, I like these to be, I don't like them to be extremely long. Now, some people make them longer and they're pretty. Nothing wrong with them. But I just like mine a little bit shorter. So I'm taking them and folding them just like the other piece. I'm just going to take it and push it down. And guys, I do not, like I said, I do not get into that whole thing of, Oh, it's not perfect. It's a little crooked. It's fine that it's a little crooked. Every petal on a flower is not exactly like every other petal. So we can't get all bogged down in things like that when it really makes no difference at all. So I've got three done. Let me get the other two done. And then we'll wrap it around my thumb and make the little hat looking things. And I'm going to use uh, tape. I've got masking tape, and I'm telling you, masking tape would be easier, but I'm going to try to do this and use. I'm going to use Scotch tape because I think most of you are going to have Scotch tape and not masking tape around the house. Okay, so I've got five of these done. Now, again, point down over the thumb so it looks like a little hat on the thumb. This one's tearing a little easier, and yours might too, but it's going to be fine. So that's my first. Let's go ahead and get the second one. And again, these are kind of small. You could do them bigger if you want to. This is going to be a small flower. It's up to you. I just wouldn't go any longer than 6 inches. I think that's plenty for this. Let's do one more. All right. So I've got my tape, and instead of putting it on the skewer, and I'm not going to put a wire on this one because I couldn't think of any wire that you guys would have around the house. So what I've decided is this is close enough to a skewer, so I'm going to take my flower and attach it to a pencil. But I have to make the flower first. So I'm going to take the little piece that's the center piece, and I'm going to put it here on the inside, and then I'm going to wrap my petals around that. And then, of course, I'm going to get my tape in just a second and going to tape it down. This is where that next one needs to go. I can kind of tell where it should be just by, trying to squeeze them all in. And there is no perfect answer for this. So I'm getting a little piece of tape. Just go around it. Just like this. It's not quite as easy to use. It's okay. It's not as good as the other. I got a leaf here that's fallen off, and I'm telling you, if I have a leaf fall off, I'm not taking my tape all the way off, okay? I'm just going to stick it back on right there to the side, and I'm going to tape it again. So don't take it all apart, just add it, okay? All right, so we're this far along, and look, it's a cute little flower. It's all white. And then this little flower is going to go on the end of my pencil, just like this. And I'm still going to just use tape. It's not going to be a great match. I think you're going to have to do some manipulation where you push you're going to flatten this part here just a little bit so it kind of fits a little closer. And then take that tape and go around like this. Now, if you had floral tape, that would stick a whole lot better. And then we're just going to continue just like we did on the other one. And of course, you can seal the insides on this one. If I was using masking tape, I wouldn't. And I want you just to go ahead and get the practice. It's not going to be perfect. And just start taping all the way down. You just want to keep adding tape. And guys, I'm going to expect to see this tape going all the way to the bottom of the pencil. Okay? Because we'll keep going down. I'm just twisting it on. I need just another piece. Just one more should do it. Maybe. All right. That's enough. So, I've got the flower. Okay? Got my little flower. And on my pencil. So this is the one that you can do at home. And this is the one that you could do also. It just depends on what you have. I want you to use what you have. The skill is the skill, no matter whether it's out of the crepe paper. You can use tissue paper for this also. So just have fun with it. And like I said, you can use masking tape or scotch tape on this, or you can go to Hobby Lobby or Walmart and pick up some floral tape. Don't buy the black, buy the green. Okay? All right.